here we are again, another day in South Africa, another chapter in a story that feels more and more like a bad sitcom written by someone who thinks trauma is a joke. Because no, we're not just talking about potholes, load shedding, or the latest political blunder. Today we're talking about something much darker, something that's become far too normal, something that proves that when you say you're leaving South Africa because you no longer feel safe as a person, you're not crazy. In fact, the minute you say it publicly, you are targeted like a wanted animal with a bullseye on its back. Yes, we are talking about the criminal doxing of Afrikaner refugees. Why? We are sounding the alarm loudly and clearly. Now, first of all, I don't know why this is happening, but we gotta get into it. So who are these criminals? I don't want us to beat around the bush here. These aren't brave activists or keyboard warriors fighting injustice. These are straight up criminals. And by the way, I don't have my mic. I lost it. Just deal with me for a second. People leaking names of relatives, their children, on the internet for garbage. For what? For retweets? For clout? For some bitter, twisted satisfaction that someone who chose to leave now is being hounded from across the globe? This isn't calling out hypocrisy. This isn't accountability. This is harassment. It's stalking. It's crime. And tell me why it's not. And the sad part is South African authorities seem to be pretending they can't even hear the alarm bells. Or maybe they can hear them, but they're too busy tuning their radios to some state-sponsored frequency where only the crime worth caring about is a protester holding a cardboard sign, or if it happened to a black person. Why the obsession? Why the obsession? A white person says, I'm afraid and I'm leaving. And then the internet explodes like they said they were coming back with tanks. Why? Why are we so hell-bent on people wanting to leave? Let me say it plainly. If someone feels endangered in their home country, the last thing they should receive from that admission is a cyber lunch mob. But that's exactly what's happening. Afrikaner families with some small children, somewhat small children, are being doxed, threatened, and dragged through the digital mud. And you want to know the worst part? That's not the worst part. The worst part is the people aren't attacking anyone, these criminals. They're not throwing stones or lighting tires on fire. They're trying to get out quietly, and they're trying to start over. That's the thing. That's what they're trying to do, the refugees. But then they attacked for it. That's not patriotism. That's not holding someone accountable. That's jealousy. That's bitterness. That's sour grapes dressed up as moral superiority. Tell me if I'm telling lies. Oh, so you think you're too good for us? It's not that. They're too scared to stay. That's what they've been saying. And let's be real for a second, homie. If you're the kind of person who takes time out of your day, out of your 24 hours, to find someone's immigration documents, post it online, their contact details online, and circulate photos of their kids, then maybe you are the reason they wanted to leave in the first place. It's incredible. You want people to stay, but then the second they say they're leaving, you attack them so viciously, it proves their point better than they could ever. So now we turn to South African authorities. Law reinforcement, cybersecurity units, intelligence agencies. What are you doing? Don't say you don't have the tools. What are you, the post office? We know you do. You have surveillance equipment. You have metadata tracking, social media task forces. You even have facial recognition software you use when it suits your political goals and gurus. So why not use it here? I'm just asking, why not go after the criminals threatening families for doing the legal, internationally accepted act for applying for refuge? If a refugee is attacked, they would be global outrage. So why the silence here? Why is the silence there when it's South African refugees this time? Why does everyone suddenly get amnesia when it's them? This isn't about race. It's about what's right and wrong. It's about justice. It's about protecting the vulnerable. All vulnerable people, not just the ones who fit in your small narrative. And let's not forget about you, our brave little digital vigilantes. I'm talking to you now. What exactly are you fighting for? A country where no one can speak the truth? Where no one can have without being marked for harassment? You don't look like heroes. You look like bullies with broadband. You're not fighting fascism. You're becoming it. Doxing people? If you're watching this and feeling like, well, this doesn't affect me, Sama, then think again. Today it's Afrikaners. Tomorrow it could be you. What if one day your son or your daughter says, I want to study abroad? A jealous friend leaks all her information online. We live in a country where people are afraid to tell the truth, afraid to admit fear, and now afraid to leave because of that. That's not a free country. That is a hostage situation. We are toxic exes because when this becomes the norm, we are lost. When we accept that people living is a dangerous environment, when we accept people are living a dangerous environment, then we harass them as the price. We have sold our soul as a nation. This isn't about just one group of Afrikaners. It's about human dignity. And here's what scares me the most. This doxing campaign has become so normalized. People are sharing it casually. They are laughing about it. It's a meme. It's a joke now. Celebrating like they've just scored a touchdown instead of just endangering someone's child. And don't think we've forgotten about you either. Facebook, Twitter, or TikTokers. You allow this. You let these posts stay up for hours, sometimes days, before acting, and then, by then, the damage is done. If a hate post or doxing attack gets 50,000 views in 6 hours, you don't get to say we removed it quickly. That's not quickly enough. You've got AI for everything. Make one that protects people fleeing persecution, not just celebrities and politicians. If you have to save the money from making the OnlyFans AI, then do it. If it has to protect human beings, then do it. Not just for Afrikaners, for everyone. Black, white, colored, Asian, whatever color, because what starts with one group will never end with one group. And you know that. To the families being harassed, we see you, we hear you this side, and we won't let this slide. To the doxers, your time is up. And to the authorities, we're watching. I wanted to do a John Cena pun there, but this is not the time. Sincerely, from a citizen who's had enough and is just trying to say the truth and knows there will be consequences for it. This is the Sambit, and like always, I'll see you next time.